You've probably heard the phrase, I make money in my sleep. What is that phrase referring to? It's referring to passive income. And today we're talking about how to create, generate, and overcome obstacles in producing passive income for you. Welcome to the Common Sense Show, where we show you how to turn your business into an income producing asset to allow you to win back time, gain freedom, and live life on your own terms. All right, so before we get into the actual nuts and bolts of this, I wanted to just define what passive income actually is. It's important for you to understand what it is. There are so many videos that you have probably seen about passive income. And this should be the last video on passive income that you've ever actually watched. Passive income is very simply your business or investment's ability to generate income for you without a major involvement. Now, the definition of major involvement or the term major involvement is going to be different for everyone. Your concept of major involvement and mine would be completely different. I may say, I don't want to do anything with my business for more than 2 to 5 hours a month. You may say that you're willing to be involved in that asset, that business, about 10 hours a month or 15 hours a month, and you feel like that's passive for you. And that's okay. But generally speaking, most of your time is not spent trading your time for dollars when it comes to earning income, either in your business or with your investments. So that's the foundational definition of passive income. Essentially, it's a way for you to generate income without trading your time for money. So if you get paid an hourly wage, trading your time, that's trading your time for money. Of course, people trade their time for money on a massive spectrum. From a person who bags your groceries to a surgeon who actually does surgery, people trade their time for money. And based on their skill set and their education and their experience, they can trade time for money from just a little bit to a major a major salary or a lot of money. So I wanted to share some statistics or some examples of businesses that have successfully generated passive income. I have 5 of them. So the first one is that in 2021, it was estimated that a global passive income market was worth $1.5 trillion and was projected to reach 2.7 trillion by 2025. So this is essentially in terms of investing in the assets that produce income or businesses that produce income that people don't have to work at on a regular basis. That specific global passive income market is worth trillions of dollars. According to a survey by Bankrate, 4 in 10 Americans have a side hustle or earn passive income in addition to their regular job. So do you fall into that bucket? Are you one of those people with a side hustle? But not just a side hustle where you're trading time for money, a side hustle where you've set it up so that whatever it is actually producing income for you. That is the definition of passive income. You don't have to trade your time for the amount of money that you're getting in return. So, and also in a study conducted by the Federal Reserve, it was found that the top 1% of Americans earn more than 20% of their income from passive sources, such as investments and rental income. So if you want to know how the 1%, not how they're living, I think a lot of us assume that we know how they live. And some of those assumptions could be wrong. See The Millionaire Next Door, which I definitely recommend that you read. But 20% of the 1%'s income come from passive investments or passive investments in businesses that are operationally effective to produce income for them. So what does that tell you? That tells you that part of wealth building is investing in assets that return to you money that you don't have to work day in and day out to achieve to continue to earn money. And here's the thing, by gaining income through assets that produce it or businesses that are essentially investments that produce income for you as well, there's some tax savings in there as well. There's a reason. The people who are writing these tax codes, I'm telling you, are the people who have obviously written for themselves some benefits into the law. According to the IRS, about 10% of Americans earn income from rental properties, and the average rental income a year is $14,500. Now, average income a year for a rental property in the United States is an interesting stat. It's also a stat that's not really worth much because it all depends on where you live. If you live in California, if you live on the East Coast, $14,500 is not a lot of money However, if you're already earning a salary and you don't have to go to work for it, $14,500 or roughly just over $1,200 a month is going to be massive for you. What could you do with an extra $1,200 a month? I mean, $1,200 a month. We're talking tuition for savings for college if you have kids. We're talking paying a bill that you have. We're talking about a nice lease on a nice car for $1,200 a month. I mean, $1,200 a month is nothing to sneeze at in terms of income. And finally, a report by MarketWatch found that the average annual return of passive income investments, such as dividend-paying stocks and real estates, was around 8% over the past decade. That's 10 years where the average annual return was 8%, which is higher than the average return of the S&P 500 index. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you can find a way in your primary job or through owning a small business where you can generate however much in income a year, and let's say get $1 million in terms of in cash, if you can actually return to yourself 8% a year on average for 10 years, that's $80,000 a year in income for you, just on that return from that $1 million. That is a lot of money for you to be able to actually to use as income. And of course, once you've already made the $1 million and you've already been taxed on that, and that's in your bank as cash, and you're deploying that into investments, you're not going to get taxed again from that. You're only going to get taxed at on that $80,000 income that you actually have. This is one way that the super wealthy actually avoid paying extra taxes, of course. So I wanted to talk a little bit about types of passive income streams. And so I'm going to discuss just 3 of them. And I wanted to give you an idea about what types of passive income streams that you yourself could choose to do in deploying your own life. So the first one is Amazon. So Amazon has implemented a passive income strategy through its Amazon Associates program, which allows bloggers, influencers, website owners to earn commissions by essentially promoting products on Amazon. So let's say that you had an educational history channel and you wanted people who watch your specific video on YouTube, and you were talking about, I don't know, Reconstruction of all things, and you wanted to have a link to a book about Reconstruction. You can go on, if you're an Amazon affiliate, you can take that link, you can put it in the description of your channel, and anyone who watched that historical video of yours, who wanted the book to kind of match what you were saying with the book, they could do that. And then you can earn money every time that person clicked on that book. If you had a YouTube channel where you reviewed products that literally you got from Amazon, you could also have those links in a description. And so every time someone actually clicked on the link, you were getting paid. That's what an Amazon affiliate link is actually designed to do. It's also designed to provide you with the ability to have people purchase similar things to what you purchased when you were maybe creating your own YouTube studio. For instance, I'll tell you what, I'll put a link in the description for this mic boom right here. I got it on Amazon, so I'll put one in the description and you can kind of see for yourself kind of what it looks like. And if you buy it, then I get a commission. The second kind of example of a type of passive income stream is a company that I run. I'm the CEO of a manufacturing firm called Hushframe. Hushframe manufactures little soundproofing devices, these little things right here that I have on my desk. See this? Yeah, these things. Okay. One of the income streams as a business that we have, because we have a patented technology that we use for our product, is we license out the technology of our product to other companies for white labeling or private labeling, essentially, where they can take our technology, they can then redesign it, rebrand it for their purposes, and then use that brand to sell and earn money of their own. And so in exchange for us allowing them to use our license, our technology, then we charge them a license fee. And that license fee goes to making sure, because we have the ownership rights of the patent, and to ensuring that they continue to pay for fair use of that product to be able to sell it into the marketplace. So if you've patented something, one of the ways that you can actually earn passive income is by licensing whatever it is that you've patented, that a person pays you a fee in exchange for, that you can use to actually, as income and generate income. This generates thousands of dollars a year for us, because the licensing fee is high enough where it's important for us to make sure that this license fee goes to securing and letting the market know and this company know that they're just leasing the technology for the purposes of their own internal branding. Airbnb is another example of a successful generation of passive income. Airbnb has implemented a passive income strategy by allowing homeowners to rent out their homes or spare rooms to travelers. Airbnb earns a percentage of each booking that a person makes through its platform, providing a source of passive income for the company. So back in the day, if you were going out of town, as you know, and you wanted to stay somewhere, you just stayed at a hotel or a motel. And the range of the hotel or motel was all typically based off of how much you paid per night and all the other stuff. But now Airbnb has come into the game, into the short-term rental, into the hospitality game. Because really what Airbnb is its hospitality. They're taking on hotels and motels and resorts and spas, right? Think about this. You can now go to Hawaii and rent out a person's place, like unlike before. And of course, Airbnb started so many years ago, but I feel like I'm old, just a little bit. I'm 40, so whatever that puts me. But like, I remember a time when, like, if you were going to a place like Hawaii, where you had to end up booking a hotel. You couldn't just stay at someone's private place that you didn't know, obviously. Probably get arrested by the cops. So Airbnb disrupted the hotel hospitality industry by allowing people who lived in certain places to just rent out their home. No longer is there a monopoly on where you can stay. I mean, in some cases, there are multi-millionaires who own Airbnb businesses and hospitality because they make so much money off of like events and based off of what location they're in. And if you go to YouTube, all over YouTube, there are people who are automatically doing Airbnb, like, are in the Airbnb game. Tony Robinson is one guy in the Airbnb game. I've watched some of his videos. He and his wife own an Airbnb company, and they do an excellent job building up their portfolio. I think their portfolio is at like $10 million right now, and they just generate millions of dollars a year based off of their Airbnb business. So those are some examples of what passive income investments are. Now let's talk about how you can generate passive income from a business. The first and foremost thing, if you want to try to generate passive income from a business, I'm not necessarily talking about real estate. It's fairly obvious how you generate money from real estate. We talked about Airbnb. You can buy an investment property, like a multifamily housing property where people rent out their apartments every single month. You can purchase a commercial property where businesses rent out commercial property every month. Those are obvious forms of passive income that most people know about. But are you familiar with how, and this is the premise that my entire podcast is based off of, which is creating passive income from your business. And how do you do that if you have a business, not necessarily real property? Well, first and foremost, you want to generate income from your existing business by creating systems and processes where you address all of the elements in your business based off of how your business runs, who works in your business, and how to drive support and growth and revenue through every single department or every single channel in your business that is an income generating channel. So that may sound confusing, but let me simplify it. It's basically turning your business into a how do I do it, when do I do it, and show me how to execute it model. If you could turn your business into a how do I do it, so what things need to be done, show me how I need to get them done without the owner present. If you can write down and create systems and processes based off of, okay, let me show you how to do it, so without me being there, where you give somebody the model or you allow them to be able to implement whatever it is, whether it's selling a product, whether it's providing a service, whatever the case is, if you have the opportunity to actually put all that stuff down into a nice, neat operating model so that without your involvement, your employees can just run the play, then you have assetized your business. And I have coaching clients because I just started business coaching, and I didn't just start business coaching. I've been business coaching for a while, but I'm just now accepting more clients into my business coaching program. My business coaching program, sorry to deviate, is called the Common Sense Council. Common Sense Council is a council that I developed where it's basically a business coaching program. And It allows you to be able to take your business and learn how to turn it into an asset. And as your business coach, what I do is I help run you through from beginning to end: branding, marketing, system and process building, putting those processes in place, sales training, how to sell what you sell, how to structure a sales program, how to turn your website into a behavior flow monster where you're able to generate sales from your website because people are being directed where they need to go so they can know who to contact. I really, one of my biggest things that I'm interested in is making sure the entrepreneurs turn their business into income producing assets. Go to thecommonsensepodcast.com and go to book a coaching session. And what I do is we start with a business triage, a free business triage, and we're gonna walk through your business and all that other stuff. Okay, back to turning your business into generating passive income from your business. All right, so anyways, so when you assetize your business, you turn it into a business that has the ability to function without the owner. And so it's important for you to be able to have all the processes in place in order to do that. Now, how can you identify some opportunities, existing opportunities that you might have access to as an entrepreneur or a business owner? Well, first thing you can do is you can think about, is there a digital product that you can add to your business offering that you can market to your existing customer base that would add to their experience with your company? So if there, is there an add-on essentially that you can attach to your business that pays monthly, that your existing customers who are already paying you can actually add on a monthly recurring basis that will put money into your pocket? The next thing you can do to identify passive income opportunities is to ask, can you purchase the property that your business is in so that you can get rent from the other commercial units, or you can rent it back to yourself and pay yourself for operating your business there? Do you have a product that is patentable? Did you create this product? Have you done a patent search? Is your product patentable? And if you own the patent for the product, can you license it? Much like what I told you that we do at the company that I run, the manufacturing company I run. We license this product out, the technology behind it, and we make income from licensing this fee. Can you license the model that you have, the product that you have? And then finally, if you're a content creator looking at this who does your own podcast, your blogs, your YouTube, whatever, is there a way for you to integrate affiliate links into your content so that you can use them to go along with your content? So those are just some questions that you can identify and ask for yourself to develop, see if there's an opportunity for you to add to your business or to your entrepreneurship goals. All right, and lastly, I just want to address overcoming obstacles when it comes to creating passive income sources or streams. So it's important that you recognize what are the hardest things that you may have to go through in order to create these opportunities, because you have to plan around them. All entrepreneurship is basically like the game of football. It's seeing what the defense or offense is running. It's calling an audible, adjusting the play, and then running that play based off of the new information that you have. So overcoming challenges and obstacles as an entrepreneur or a business owner when you're trying to create passive income, I'm going to talk about 3 obstacles that often come up. So the first one is an initial investment. So one of the biggest obstacles is generating passive income is the initial investments that's required in either time or money to get this investment off the ground. For example, let's say you wanted to create a blog that earns passive income through affiliate marketing. It requires significant time and effort, right? To be able to have high quality content that actually attracts and retains people to want to come back constantly. Real estate investment, for example, requires a lot of capital, down payment, cost of maintaining it and making it fit for someone who's a renter, whatever, closing costs, all those things incur a cost. So the total initial investment could be an obstacle to you actually creating a passive investment through something like real estate or in anything in general. The second obstacle that entrepreneurs and business owners face when they're trying to generate income is a lack of control. So generating passive income often involves relying on external factors such as stock market, real estate market, renters, people who are going to pay you outside of who you are. And remember, if you're assetizing your business, where you're turning your business into a income producing asset that you don't have to be involved in every day, it also relies on you relying on managers or employees to be able to deliver the vision that you've created successfully and repeatably, so that the people who are interacting with your business can feel like they want to continue to give you their money. And so in order for that to happen, you have to hand over control to people who you normally wouldn't, because you'll be doing the managing of it. So creating and generating passive income is also about relying on things outside of your immediate ability to control things. The third obstacle that you might have to overcome in order to generate passive income is competition. There are many passive income strategies. We talked about a few of them: affiliate marketing, rental properties, all that stuff. However, there's also a lot of competition in content creation, blog making, all that stuff. So it's important for you to stand out. You may get hesitant, like, am I just going to be one of a million content creators? Am I just going to be one of a million blog creators? How is my game plan going to match up with everyone else? I feel like I do the same thing as 4 or 5 other people. And that may be true, but there's something about you that makes you special and individual from everyone else. But there's an obstacle there that most people can't get over. So we're going to just talk for a couple minutes now about how you can overcome some of these obstacles, like initial investment, lack of control, and competition. So first, initial investment. To overcome that obstacle to creating passive income, entrepreneurs and small business owners can consider starting small and gradually scaling their passive income streams as you gain experience and capital. So you don't have to go for the 10-family multifamily house. Start with 2, and then set a timeline, and then acquire maybe another 2-family, and then set a timeline, and then acquire a 3-family, and then set a timeline and acquire a 4-family, and then set a timeline and acquire another 4-family, and then set a timeline and acquire a 10-family. You see what I'm saying? Slowly build. Use the capital and the resources at your disposal, and then use that brand new foundation that you've just created from the previous one to build capital for something else. So you may have to start slowly with the goal to ultimately end up where you want to be. But at the same time, by going slow, you're not going to learn lessons that flatten you. It's better to learn a lesson, for instance, about like rental property when you're dealing with a 2-family house than it is to learn the lesson about rental property when you're dealing with a 25-unit building. Learn it while you're small, and then know how to control for it, and then slowly build off of it. Second way to overcome lack of control is for you to diversify your income streams across multiple sources and asset classes. So in order to guard against perhaps you feeling like you're vulnerable because you just invested in real estate or stock market or your business, it's important for you to spread the wealth out, right? Build for yourself safeguards. Make sure you have, in the instance of your business, make sure you have people who can report back and tell you what's going on. Make sure you correct for mistakes. Make sure you're having meetings. Make sure you set up the proper method to be able to control for problems as they arise, because you thought about how you were going to mitigate these prior to even starting. And then secondly, to avoid just going into one asset class, you should think about diversifying your entire portfolio. I know people who are into real estate who are just into real estate. They say they use things like, I can drive by it, I can see it, blah, blah, blah. And really what they're saying is, I don't understand stocks and all these other investments, so I'm not going to do it because I don't want to lose money from it. Try to understand. When you're all in one asset, when you're too heavy in one asset class, an asset class is a type of market like real estate. It could also be dividend yielding index funds. An asset class could be collectible watches, art, right? So those are asset classes. An asset is a thing. A class is a category of a thing, right? And so just make sure you're diversified, and that will leave you less feeling like you have less control when things start to get maybe a little hairy, like right now. Competition. How can you overcome the obstacle of competition? Be unique. Write down a value proposition. What's a value proposition? Value propositions are one of the first things that I coach in my business coaching sessions with my coaching clients. It's how to identify the things that your business uniquely provides to the marketplace that sets you apart from everyone else in your marketplace. A definable trait that makes you worthy of gaining business over other people. It doesn't have to necessarily just be a trait. It could be a defining method of sales. It could be a defining way that you present. But whatever sets you apart and whatever the reason why people engage with your business on a regular basis, that is your value proposition. By building strong relationships with your community, by continuing to understand and seeking to understand the people that purchase from you and building a strong community with the people who buy your services on a regular basis, that right there, that can help bust the competition market. Build a better community than your competitors and have one or two unique things that make you completely different from them. By the way, I don't hate to ask, but I thought I would ask that if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe. Like this video because it helps the YouTube algorithm find me and all the other content I have, but also subscribe so you can know when there's more content coming out. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, audio podcast, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the podcast and share this with people who you know need business advice. Competition, going back to that. You want to ensure that you stay independent as a value proposition in the marketplace, even if you're in the same industry as other people. The industry is less relevant than what individual unique thing that you do or provide that makes you completely different than other people, or different in the minds of the people who would buy from you. So just to recap what we talked about today, statistics don't lie. The wealthiest Americans get 20% of their income from passive income, and you're no different. The only difference between you and them is that they've already done it and they're already established, and that's it. But you can be too. You can do the same thing. Just take it bit by bit. Second, identify the areas in your life or business where you can add passive income opportunities, such as if you have a patent, licensing deals. That helps out tremendously. Can you Airbnb your property? You're going away for a weekend or two, you like to go away for a month during the summer, Airbnb it. Make some cash. That could be a start from you. Instead of, if you have a multifamily unit, instead of renting out all of your apartments as long-term leases, have you thought about Airbnb-ing a few of them? Because those are going to cash flow 2, 3, 4, 5 times more money than a traditional long-term lease. Third, we talked about overcoming obstacles to generating passive income: initial investment, lack of control, competition. We can all generate passive income, but it may be on different levels. But focus on what you can control. Take it step by step, and you can slowly win back your freedom. So if you got some value out of what I talked about today, once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, thank you for watching. And remember, if you don't go to work on building your dream, you're going to go to work on building someone else's. Until next time, peace.